Okay folks, after a drive yesterday, it looks like I've cleared the fault code. So I've got the scan tool on now, I've got the gap tool going, and we're clear on there. You know, the only faults I'm showing is this one. So lost communication with the park brake because my park brake module broke 4 years ago maybe, and I've just never bothered replacing it. I ended up cutting the cables. I got stuck in a big hole. So the story was I went in a big bum hole, got out the other side, got stuck in a tree root, and every time I tried to crawl out, the Land Rover's at a bit of an angle and some water was coming in, admittedly. So what happened was the Land Rover, in its infinite wisdom, decides to put the park brake on as a safety precaution so you don't kind of roll. Well, I needed the park brake off and it kept putting it on. So and then it got stuck on, so I took the center console out here, found the wire with the loop on it, yanked on the wire broke after a couple of tugs with the screwdriver through it, and so I was still seized up. So what I ended up doing was climbing out of the Land Rover, going into the mud hole, going underneath the Land Rover along the edges, and using my bolt cutters, and I cut through the actuation cable to the brake calipers. So that's what I ended up doing, and I've just never bothered replacing them. So when I go to get new tires on this thing, it goes up on a lift and they all start looking at me in shock and horror, and like, did you know your brakes don't work? I said, well, yeah, I did it. So but it's been like that for 3 years, and I actually really don't care because I always leave it in park anyway, so I'm not too bothered by it. But so all of these fault codes that you're seeing now are going to be basically the same thing. So if I click on any of these, it's going to say lost communication with a park brake. So all of these, lost communication with a park brake. Oh, there you go, body fault scan. Well, there we go. So we got some extras on there. Merry Christmas. So we got some daytime running lamp failures. Yeah, although that's kind of weird because I've got no problem with the daytime running lamps on this. Short-circuited battery open. Yeah, I don't believe that in a second. Left daytime lamp running, General Electric. So these are the little side lights on your lights. Not the actual main light, but the ones that are on the side of the lamp cluster. So I'm not too fussed about those. As long as I've got my main lights, I don't really care. And then that was the main one. It's looking at the petrol engine, and it's this. So what I can do is we can clear all of these. Yeah, we can clear them. And we'll see what it reads now. So body fault. So if I put the lights on, see what it does. Navigation fault was the shark fin on the top I removed, if you recall, from many videos ago. Ended up cracking the edge of the glass up there because of the carriage. So I haven't worried about that either. I never use navigation on. Actually, navigation still works on this. It's just I don't have satellite radio anymore, and I don't really care for that anyway. So yeah. So other than that, we've got basically it's all lost communication with park brakes. That one obviously is a mirror too. So the right mirror heater output. So that mirror there, if you notice, it's a different color to that one there. Ended up smacking a tree at 40 miles an hour in the woods, and ended up breaking my wind deflector too at the bottom. So that's why it's a little, if you look at the length of that one versus the length of this one, she's a lot shorter. So that doesn't work too, because I hit the mirror. And then suspension fault again is lost communication with park brake. Transfer case is lost communication with park brake. So none of these things I'm concerned about. So Land Rover can live with that, and she runs and functions fine. And I've got no check engine light, which is the main thing. So it looks like the module change worked, and we're golden. All right, folks, hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and don't get into too much trouble, and enjoy the new year. Over and out for now.